Hello and welcome back. That's never gonna fly, is it? Never gonna fly. This little rascal. Anyway, hello and welcome back. If you're new around here, then hi, nice to meet you. And if you're returning, then thank you very fucking much for coming back. My name is Alana and I'm a 30-something lady from Scotland. That's where the accent's from, and this is your word of warning that I do like to say fuck, shite and bugger quite a lot. Just rolls off the tongue when you're Scottish. I don't mean any badness by it, but if that is not your cup of tea, then I completely understand. Please feel free to vacate right now or stick the earphones in if you get kiddies running about. If you do like that kind of thing, however, and you think you would like to watch a video about me rambling on about some new releases that are coming out and throwing some little bit of sarcasm and shade at them, as well as potentially saying how much I absolutely am a muppet and need to buy them, then this video is probably for you. This is going to be my stunning shite or should I pass video. I try and do these every couple of weeks, every month if I push. I feel like it's been a little slow this month. It's not been quite as boom 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 with the releases as it has been pretty much since November. It's been a little bit slow this month. So I've kind of collated a few things that are up and coming, but there are a few things as well that you'll probably be like, that was out like in February, Alana, what are you talking about? You're now into March. You're so fucking behind, mate. But not a professional, never claimed to be. So you either like it or you fucking don't. There is a little subscription button down here somewhere if you fancy clicking it. If you don't want to do that either, again, don't worry, I'm not going to shoot you for it. Anyway, that's what this video is going to be, and if it sounds like your sort of thing, then please keep on watching. Now today I've just got a little glass of, again, what I would call counsel juice. I've told you about this before. It's called diluting juice here in the UK, or probably squash in England. I think you say squash in England, but I call it counsel juice. It's just water with some squid. What is this in other countries? Like in Spain and Europe, and then maybe Americas, and even Australia's. What do you call this? Just diluting juice? Or do you call it something else? I used to think that Kool-Aid stuff in America was the same, but I don't think it is. And you used to also get these amazing sachets of things in America. See, when I was there when I was like 19, don't worry. I do like a ramble. If you're new around here, be prepared for some tangents. But I used to get this stuff, and it was in America. I used to go out with a boy, and his brother moved over to America and married a lady from South Carolina. And she used to bring these amazing things over to Scotland, and when I visited there when I was 19, it was like water, and you would just pour a little sachet of something into the bottle of water, and it made it, and it was sugar free, and it was fucking beautiful, especially for somebody who's diabetic. And I was like, oh, this is brilliant. I also have today, talking of being diabetic, eating chocolate again. This is Nestle Chocolate Chips. Have anybody seen these before? These are new to me. I was in B&M's yesterday. B&M's. It is a fucking treat. Was it B&M's? It might be Home Bargains. Can't fucking remember. But got these, look. It's like little chocolate wafer, like chocolate crisps almost. I feel like they're chocolate covered cornflakes. They're very good. So I'm going to be eating them throughout the video. Please feel free to go and get a tea, a cuppa, a cocktail, whatever fucking libation you so wish. Have you also noticed my tits back here? Now she did lose an arm. She lost an arm in transit, but the lovely company that sent me her, I bought her, sent me a new one straight away. But how lovely is my lady? Look at that eyes. I don't think I'm going to burn her. I think I'm just going to keep her. Coincidentally, I actually did end up winning a candle from that company as well. There will be a giveaway coming when I reach 500 subscribers. I know I keep telling you about it, but it will be happening. I've now bought a full brush set to give you from Lara Faye. There's a few other goodies like skincare stuff, makeup stuff, a candle, all that kind of stuff. So please like, share, subscribe, do all that shit if you want to be in the 500 subscriber giveaway, because I kind of need to get to the fucking 500 before I can actually do it. Let's get started properly. This is the Benefit They're Real Magnet Mascara. Not new. I want to say this came out mid-February, right? Now I saw loads of people talking about it. I saw loads of influencers being sent it and really ramping it up. I seen that happening. Remember when they released that Bad Gal Bang? No, was it Bad Gal Bang? The black one. The black one with the pink writing. When they released that, there was like a whole fucking gig, a whole like holiday. There was about a million things that they done for all these influencers. And I was like, this fucking mascara is terrible. So see, when I see anything really hyped by Benefit, I'm always a little bit like, Now, what I've tried to fathom is, it's magnetic mascara. Initially I thought, oh, is it some sort of like magnet mascara that basically means it can like magically clip on some extensions, like, you know, falsies, like, you know, those type magnetic liner that climbs on with the falsies. I thought maybe it's something like that, but no. This one says it's an extreme lengthening mascara, and it says that basically there are like magnets in it. So like it's got a magnetically charged core. So the brush head has a magnetically charged core, which I presume then if there's like little magnet particles or other, like the repellent magnet particles in the mascara, it means once you've sweeped it on your lash, the one sweep, then that core will repel your lash and cause it to curl up. I think. That's the only way I can describe it. But I'm going to be honest with you. The photos I've seen of it and the photos that are actually on this post, I'm a little bit like, yeah, I don't think it's for me. I just don't think it's for me. Roller Lash from Benefit, I really like. I really, really like it. If somebody was to buy me it, I would be thrilled. I would say as far as I would go out and pick it up again. I used to buy it year after year after year, like time after time after time, and I think it's a really nice mascara. All their other mascaras, I'm a little bit like, meh. The Bad Gal Bang I thought was fucking horrific. I thought it was awful, it was terrible. But Roller Lash, if you're gonna go for a Benefit mascara, I'd say go for that one. This, however, I'm just like, is this all a gimmick? Is this a load of shite? Let me know if you've tried it, or if you thought, no, I really want to give that a go, or if you know a little bit more about the technology. Please comment down below, I would love to know. Alright, next up is the Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm, right? This is Kat Von D, right? KVD, whatever you want to call them. I have literally never used anything from KVD Beauty. Never. Firstly, because when it first came out, it was a very American thing. We didn't have it here. It very quickly came here. It was in Debenhams for a long time. But I feel like after her going a bit like crazy about being an anti-vaxxer and stuff, and then everybody just kind of was like, but I do still have this little nosy bit in me to be like, I want to try that tattoo liner, the kind of very first, the brush liner everybody used to speak about. I do want to kind of try that. The liquid lips kind of thing didn't really faze me, because to be honest with you, I think you can get plenty of good liquid lips in the drugstore, and I think they were more of those kind of liquid lips that would cause a little bit more drying than I would like. So I'm not really that phased about them. I know she had a few palettes out. It was at the Ma Vida Loca palette that people went crazy over because it was like the first of its kind, and the Shade and Light palette people went crazy for. But as someone who's not that big in contour and still trying to get to grips with contour, it wasn't for me. But I have to say, I think this looks kind of interesting, because I think it probably looks a little bit like the Danessa Byrix Contour Balm, but it's obviously a foundation. If it has the same texture as that really emollient texture, a little bit like the Salt New York contour things as well, the contour creams from them and blushes from them, I think this is kind of interesting. I think the shade range is a good attempt, a good pop. They do have something like, oh, where is it? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 40 shades. Is that right? Yes. I was trying to do 10 times 4 there. That's how shit I am. Yeah, so there's 40 shades of this. I do think it's a fairly good attempt at a shade range. I do. I am not the person, again, I will always say this, I am not the person to pass judgment on these things, because I have never really had a problem finding a foundation that will work for me. I do have a problem with finding one for pink undertones. That is generally a bit of an issue with me, but as a white woman, it's not something I have particularly worried about in my lifetime, so it is not for me to pass judgment. But on the surface of it, I think this looks like an alright shade range. What do you think? So I'm kind of like, will this be the first KVD thing I will ever buy? I don't know. I don't want to buy it just for the sake of buying it, because I'm not a big foundation wearer. It says it's long wearing, it's non-cakey, but it says it's got a matte finish. And therein, I'm like, no, I'm not going to buy it, am I? I'm just not going to buy it. Even though I'm really thinking maybe for a contour, one of these colours would work really well. So I'm kind of like, should I pass on this one? On the fence about it. Are these a well-known thing where you are? Let me know. These are fucking brilliant. Oh, Somebody's just in a car outside. I don't know if you'll hear it, but it's got that song on. Oh, what's it called? Do 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 do. That one. Do 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 do. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom boom boom. You know the one? If you fucking know the one, tell me, because I can't even Shazam it because they're fucking outside. Ah, that's gonna annoy me. Right. Moving on. I briefly alluded to this in my Get Ready With Me when I was just having a bit of a rant and a rave about social media. This is the Burberry Cushion Compact Foundation. Now, you will see the photo here. I can see 6 shades that are pretty much all the same colour. And as I say, so this is probably where I can have a little bit of an opinion. Because personally, I think these shades, there probably could have been 4. I don't know why there needed to be 6. But personally, I'm like, I kind of appreciate the fact that they're going from cool to neutral to warm, because as someone with pink undertones, I do find it difficult to shade match, even in a fair foundation, even in a light foundation. But let's face it, this shade range is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And again, like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I did speak about it in my Get Ready With Me video. If you haven't seen that, I'll stick it up here. The reason they said they released such a poor shade range is because cushion compacts do not sell in the Western world. So kind of Europe, the UK and the US, they're not interested. They don't want to know about a cushion compact. I would probably say Australia as well, even though you're around the other side. But this area of the world, they don't want to know about a cushion compact. I remember when cushion compacts started coming out, the cushion blush compacts, the cushion foundation compacts, the little highlighter compacts. Oh, here she goes, under the bed. Yeah, you saying hello? She always just has a little bit off shot, doesn't she? You're so cheeky. I remember when these came out a few years back, I want to say maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And I remember everybody being like, oh, it's the new thing. And then everybody was then like, so I have to either dip my finger or a brush into it to apply it. Like, what's the difference? I may as well just be using stuff out of a bottle or a tube, or maybe even a normal compact. Like, what is the point in this? Very quickly came and went, and it was a fad. So what they're saying is that this kind of cushion compact sells well in Asia. So like East Asia, where you've got these K-beauty trends, stuff like that. And their Asian market is someone that would buy this, and that is why they've only got 6 shades, because as a whole they're saying that people over in Asia only really have this shade of skin tone. I'm not saying that, that's what they said. But my complaint with that was that if you were the only person, even if there was only one of you in the world, and I'm sure there isn't, who was either a person of colour, if you're black, or if you're tanned, if you're like maybe somebody who's a bit more Latino and you've got more tan skin, who's to say you can't like K-beauty or Asian beauty trends? And if you want to buy that because you're like, I love cushion foundation, but I can't fucking get one in my colour, then that's just a bit of a snub, isn't it? It's just a bit of a fucking, you know, rub your fucking nose in it, why don't you? So I don't think it's right. And for that reason, Burberry, I think that's pretty bad, and I think you're a big enough company to fucking know better. And I also think you have more than enough money to know better, quite frankly. So fuck you, get to fuck, it's shite. Now, I've seen this, right? This is by Hip Dot, who I've seen before. They'd always do kind of more themed makeup whenever I've seen it. And this is Peeps by Hip Dot. And I know what Peeps are. I've never tried a peep. I've never even seen a peep in real life. I've never seen one. I don't even really know what they are. I think it must be like a marshmallowy thing that's covered in sugar slightly. I think I have an idea in my head of what it's probably like, but I've never had one. I've never seen one. I don't know. But obviously Easter time, they do lots of different coloured peeps at different times. I got a hair in my mouth, sorry. Ugh. They do different coloured peeps at different times of the year. So this is the time of the year where they're like, now it's Easter, so we're going to do all these nice like pastel Easter shade peeps. And they've brought out a wee set of 4 sponges, which, you know, it's just beauty sponges, but they look kind of like peeps. Fair enough. And then this 6-pan palette as well. I'm like, okay, fine. I think it's a little fun. I don't think it would be something I would pick up. I think actually the 2 pastel shades, well, they're all pastel, but the yellow and the blue, they're quite nice. Whether or not they look like that, and actually in closer inspection, I think the yellow one is a shimmer. So it's more like a gold than it is a pastel. 3 shimmers and 3 pastel matte shades. Well, we could argue that that one cute is not pastel, but fine. But yeah, I think, okay, fine, but I'm not going to buy it. I think, okay, it's kind of kitsch, it's kind of cute. I'm not sure who will buy it, that's the honest truth. Like, who is feeling that they need a Peep themed makeup thing? I don't know, tell me, are you a big Peep fan? Do you love Peep so much that you want Peep kind of makeup? Let me know, not for me. Alright, so this is new from Suva Beauty. I seen this, and I'll tell you something, I actually put a little, what do you call it? Questions, like a little poll thing on Instagram. And I was asking, like, you know, for bright shadows or bright eyeliners at the drugstore, who do you buy? Because mine are few and far between now. Like, I think I've got 3 kind of relatively, like today I've got like a blue one on, and that was from Kiko, right? So it's still like drugstore realm. But I wanted to know who do really, really nice bright liners, especially we're coming into spring and summer, because a lot of mine have kind of died a death, or I need to refresh the ones I had, or I've threw away old ones. And I wanted to know who done nice bright liners, so I was looking at Suva on Beauty Bay before I even seen this post. But now they're going to release it in palettes. Now, maybe I'm wrong, this might be something that was already about, and I apologise if it was. But I had only seen them like the Suva UV eyeliners in the pans, like in the little individuals. So when I seen this, I was like, fuck yes, I want this in my life. And then when I went onto Beauty Bay, I seen they done like a pastel one as well, and I thought, oh my god, I need these, I need to have them. So this is still the UV ones, but it's UV primaries. And I'm like, I think this is a really good idea, because actually you can probably, like, I was taught when I was younger, if you've got primary red, blue and yellow, then you can make any other colour. Whether that's true or not, you know, I would probably struggle with a few colours, but really you can make just about anything. So I think this is so fucking interesting, and I think to have them all in one palette, and I think it's $30 US, which means it's probably around the 28 to 25 pound mark with me. That ain't half bad for 5 eyeliners, especially when the individual ones cost a little bit. Like, you're getting a good deal. I am definitely going to investigate this, and whether I get the primaries one or whether I go for the pastels one, but I'm definitely going to look into it. I think it looks really, really interesting. We've got my old lover, my old friend, Urban Decay. They've basically repackaged the Moon Dust shadows. We had the Moon Dust shadows, I've got some of them in the original packaging they came in, the like little silver ones. And you could pop them out, because then you could make your own palettes for a little while. They got into that trend. And then they brought out the Moon Dust palette, because I remember a friend in work having that. And now they've brought them out in these clear individual type of packets. Now, it's the Moon Dust shadows, 24/7 Moon Dust shadows, but they've also brought out 24/7 shadows individually. So the 24/7 liners, it's kind of like the same as that, but in a shadow, and again in these clear packets. And there's 22 shades of them. I think the Moon Dust, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's only 5, which I think they probably, I think there were 6 or 8 in the original Moon Dust. So I don't know where the other ones went, but looks like there's only 5. What I would say, right, oh, and then, sorry, then they've got the 24/7 shadow stick. Something I might be interested in, it perked my ears slightly, but it's $26, which I think means it's probably going to be around the 20 quid mark here. 18 to 20 pounds easy. And I'm just like, that's quite expensive, Urban Decay, for you, for the brand you are. And it's, you know, it's a shadow stick. I don't know, it just seems a little expensive. I'd have preferred them to be around about the 15 to 16 pound mark. I know it doesn't seem like much, but it just seemed a little expensive. The shadow sticks, I'd like to be able to see these in real life. That's the honest truth. I think, I've spoke about this before, Urban Decay have a little place in my heart. They were my first kind of lovers, and I thought, oh, we loved each other, so we did. And then we just moved on with our life. We both grew up, got on with things, had new partners. It was all wonderful, but you're still civil to them. That's kind of the way I feel about them. But I just think, see, with regards to the Moon Dust shadows, like why these are being re-released, I don't know. The 24/7 shadows, I'm like, okay, interests me, but I don't know, like now we're doing individual shadows. Is that because they think that's more of a trend, like people don't want palettes anymore? That could be a fact. I just think it's a bit of an odd thing. Like, they've always done shadow singles anyway, so now why are they doing it in correlation with the liners? Because they think the liners are more popular? I don't know. But the shadow sticks are probably the only thing that I'm like, oh, I would actually look into them because the colours look quite interesting. But the price of them, I'm just like, fuck, that's gonna put me off a little bit. I would like to see them in real life, that's the honest truth. Yeah, I'll just show you there. So there's all the 24/7 shadows individually, which are okay, but I'm just like, other than that green one, maybe the yellow, I don't know. Like, why have we brought them out? I don't know. And then actually, see when so there's the shadows there. There's 2 sets of the shadows, sorry. There's 2 sets, 2 pictures for the shadows. So I think the first one, it just looks like a naked palette. So these ones to be released as individuals, I was a bit like, okay, fine. And I think some of them are probably already in the naked palettes anyway, from looking at the names and looking at the colours. And then these ones here, all these ones, are a little bit more interesting to be fair. But again, I think some of these are already in some palettes, pretty sure. And then obviously here we are with the shadow sticks. I think they look interesting. I really do. Whether or not those swatches are correct representations of them, I don't know, but I do think they look pretty interesting. The green ones and the blue ones especially, and probably even Heyyyy. If I could get to a shop. If I could get to a shop and see them, I would have a think about it. But otherwise, we're just gonna say should have passed. Alright, so this is one from a company called The Crayon Case, and as you can see, just flip through a few of them for you now. It's basically like a little notepad that's like a little artist's notebook of monochrome palettes. I think they're cute, I really do. I don't know anything about this company. I don't know if the formula would be good. I don't even know where I would pick them up here in the UK, if I'm honest with you. But I do kind of like them. I think, you know, there's a lot of companies that do these monochrome palettes. Colourpop for one, obviously, and then I think BH probably do a few like this as well. But I like that this little notepad. The only thing I would say is, see how it opens over the top? I don't know what it is, but that just kind of makes me feel a little bit funny. Makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I don't know, but I do think they look really cute. I do. And I think they are £12 each, or $12, sorry, $12 each. I think that's pretty damn good. I'd love to know what they're like in real life. I would really, really love to like have a little look at them and see what the formula is like. But I think they're kind of cute. Kind of cute. Yeah, I'll give you it. Alright, next up is the new Shuamura. Shuamura. Like, can you say that when you're Scottish? It just comes out really strange. Shuamura. Okay, their collection. This is in collaboration with Sadaharu. Again, I'm sorry. Sadaharu Aoki Paris. I don't know who they are. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's like, oh, here we go. It's a pastry chef. Okay. So they are known for their unique sweets that are combining Japanese and Western styles. I see that now. I can see that because the palettes, there's 2 eyeshadow palettes, and the first one, the green one, is called the Matcha Genovese eye palette, and it's like that matcha green colour, and Genovese is obviously a type of sponge. Yeah, I'm into that. I can see it. And then there's also an Azuki, which I think an Azuki is a bean. It's a type of bean apparently. Azuki Fayut eye palette with soft pink and red. When I looked at these, right, this was the first one that came up, the pink one. And I thought, yawn, how boring is that? It does look a little like a macaron or something like that when you used to go to, what do you call them? Lauderie? Was that the macaron place that you use in France? They've got them in other places around the world now as well. Like Lauderie, I want to say that's them. But yeah, I thought, yawn, it's boring. The packaging is interesting, but my god, what a boring palette. But the green one, the matcha green one, I was like, hello. Yeah, it's kind of neutral, but that sparkly green shade, that lime sparkle green shade, and then they've got a lovely yellow there too, a lovely burnished orange, which you know I love, and another really interesting like sparkly orange and gold shade. I think that looks really nice. The other stuff, what is this? 2 lipsticks. They just kind of look like lipsticks. And then there's a kind of kabuki brush as well. What is the pump thing? Hold on. Cleansing oils? I think that's what it is. I think it's a cleansing oil. And it's got 6 lipsticks, not just 2. So they've got 6 lipsticks, which in the matcha packaging, they've got 4 matte orange and a pink and a red. And in the pinky coloured packaging, they've got 2 glossy orange red colours. Okay, so fine. But yeah, I kind of like it. If I'd only had that pink palette, I'd have been like meh. But I think the packaging is kind of cool. I really like that green packet. I'm sorry, I'm like total and utter marketing whore, but I can't help it. Alright, so this is from Hermes. Now, if you don't know who Hermes is, first of all I'm going to be like, have you been living under a fucking rock? Where are you? But I have to be a bit more calm about it, because there will be people who are like, Hermes, I don't know what that is. Is that the people that deliver the post? Possibly. But Hermes is a very, very, very notoriously expensive fashion house from France. Now, they were probably originally known for scarves and stuff like that, as well as very, very luxurious leather handbags, things like that. And they do actual fashion shows as well. They do clothes. But obviously they have branched out. They have fragrance too. Probably you've heard about the Hermes perfumes. And they are very, very fucking expensive. But now, I am not sure. I might be wrong. I see them branching out into beauty. I don't know if this is a new thing. I don't think I've ever really seen anything from Hermes before, but I could be wrong. And I bet you as soon as somebody mentions it, I'll be like, oh, fuck, of course. What a fucking idiot I am. But it says here, it's the new Spring 2021 from Hermes, and it's like a blusher. Now, blushers are blushers. It looks very nice. I think they look hell of a boring. I'm not gonna lie. The packaging is nice. It's pretty kind of cool. It's got the little embossed Hermes thing on it. And it's got like a little gold medallion on the lid. Yes, fine, great. But the actual colours, I'm very like, okay. It's just, I could get them anywhere. Like, they look like any old drugstore colours. They look like anything I could get anywhere else. I am not intrigued about them at all. But, Hermes, of course, it comes with a bag and a kabuki brush, which I think folds. I think it's like a retractable kabuki brush, and it extends into a big one. I think. I might be talking shite. I am absolutely talking shite. I've just reread it. It says 2 face brushes, a blush brush and a kabuki brush. So there is 2 different. I thought it was like a retractable, like a magic wand or something like that. No, it's definitely 2 brushes. So these 2 brushes, you can put your little kabuki in your little Hermes bag with your little space for your blusher, and you can lock it all into your gorgeous Hermes bag and take it about with you. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the bag looks cute. I think Hermes stuff is very classic and nice, the bags I mean. But this is gonna be fucking expensive shit, isn't it? It's gonna be super duper expensive shit. And if you think, I mean, this is like that Yves Saint Laurent lipstick mixer thing, isn't it? Like, who's buying this? Who is buying a separate bag and like a little bit for their kabuki brush to carry about when that bag is probably gonna cost you upward of 500 quid? Let's face it, like, no, it won't be me, that's for sure, because I don't have that money, and even if I did, I don't think I would buy this with it. So it's a no from me, Hermes, sorry. Alright, so then we have Jaclyn Hill. Shall we? I think I need another chocolate crisps before we do this. Now, we know she was launching these mystery boxes for Valentine's, which went down like a fucking lead balloon, let's face it. But now she's releasing like full kind of powder ranges. So powders, bronzers, shimmers, blushes, yeah, that kind of stuff. And I have to say, I won't buy them. I know I won't buy them. Just because of the kind of, what's the fucking word, controversies that surround Jaclyn Hill as a brand, which is a shame, because I know a lot of people feel like you should separate the brand from the person. If the quality is good, like, it doesn't really matter. I really struggle with that. So, you know, I try my best sometimes to be like, right, okay, so it's not the brand, it's this, it's that. But sometimes there's just too many controversies to really be like, okay, we'll excuse it, won't we? You gotta let people grow, you gotta let people learn and change, that happens. But equally, sometimes you're just like, it's either you're a very, very unfortunate person, Miss Hill, or you're just a little bit of a dick. So, personal opinion, I know everybody will not agree. What I am gonna say though about these powders as such, the orange one, right? So it's like her row of highlighters. That fucking orange one is beautiful. I know, I can feel myself dying inside a little. but it's absolutely stunning. I don't even think I could get away with that colour on my face, but I just want it. I just want that orange colour as a bit of a blush, as a bit of a eyeshadow, as a bit of a something. The colour of that is just gorgeous, annoyingly so. With regards to the kind of twin palette, twin pan type things, I'm not entirely sure, like, is it a blush and a bronze or just a blush and a powder? Because the light pink one, the shade next to it looked very, very light. Like, I don't know who's pulling that off. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. And then there's one, is it called Espresso Shot and Big Rouge, or Bee Rouge, sorry. Espresso Shot and Bee Rouge. So the Bee Rouge one, I'm like, that's a gorgeous colour, and even the Espresso Shot, I'm like, they're beautiful, rich colours. The Hot Lava with the Cocoa Riche, I think, again, lovely. The rest are all just a bit wishy-washy, and the undertones of the bronzers look a little too orange for my liking. It's probably not something I would wear. And I think the colours that are coinciding with those bronzers are really, really boring. I would have preferred to see something like the Hot Lava with a lighter bronzer, or put variations so you could pick one of each. So like if I wanted Hot Lava but I wanted it with the Oh Honey, like the lightest bronzer, give me that. Let me be able to mix and match it. Or if somebody who wants the Espresso Shot bronzer doesn't necessarily want the dark red blusher, then let them be able to take one of the pink ones. That's probably what I would say, but I won't buy them. It's not really for me. Other than that Iron Brew orange blusher, I think it's a pass from me, Miss Hill. I'm sorry. Alright, last couple. So, again, we'll strap ourselves in for this one. This is Jeffree Star's Blood Sugar palette, but it's a mini version. A little bit like he did with the Controversy palette. But I'm just, it's the 3-year celebration, like it's the 3-year anniversary of the Blood Sugar palette coming out. So therefore he decided he would make a mini one and some sort of like little palette for blush and highlight. I think it's terrible. I think he's running out of ideas. I think he's a one-trick pony. He kind of has done what everybody else has done, or part of me is like, has everybody jumped on the bandwagon he was already on? Probably not, because I think he probably stole a lot of ideas from other people. I don't think he's a nice person. Again, this is one of these people I just can't get on board with at all. I know his little like cronies will absolutely defend them to the hilt, but it's not for me. I think one of the palettes is called a Cavity palette. It's like a, is this the highlighter palette? Is it called the Cavity palette? Ugh, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. It's not what I'm interested in, and it's a big fat fucking no from me, Jeffree. I'm sorry. You're a dick. And finally, let's end on a nice high note. So these are already out and have already sold out. This is not going to be news to anybody here who follows me on Instagram or follows me here and knows that I am the massive fan of Katie Jane Hughes. Katie Jane Hughes done a collaboration with Spectrum, and these are her brushes, and I think they are sublime. I think they're so nice. That fucking gold and olive, oh baby, I love it. What I'm going to say is I didn't pick this up. I know that might surprise you as a big massive Katie Jane Hughes fan, but I was actually on shift when this released. So it released, it went out of stock really quickly. I was in no way, shape or form in any kind of area in my work where I could have, you know, ran to get my bag or my purse and go to the toilet and quickly do this on my phone. It was a hell of a day, and even if it had been not a hell of a shift, I probably still wouldn't have done it while I was at work. It's just been one of those awkward situations, and they sold out really quickly. But I think what I will do is keep my eyes peeled when they restock, because they said that they're either going to restock the full collection or more small collections from this collection, and maybe individual brushes as well. So I would be very intrigued to look into that, because I think they look beautiful. I love the colouring. I think it's very nice, and it's very Katie Jane Hughes, and I am more than happy to support her. I think she's wonderful. So that's where I'm going to leave it today. I hope you enjoyed that little video. You know I like to have a little rant and a moan, a little bitch about things that aren't real people, unless they are real people, like certain people that I mentioned that I just think are dicks. But what can I say? People think I'm a dick sometimes. That's alright. We don't all have to like everybody. But I'm going to end that here. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you thought. If you do have any more info about some of the things that I spoke about during the video, please comment below. And if you enjoyed this video and you made it all the way to the end, then please consider hitting that little button down there. You don't have to, but it would be very nice. and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye.